I'm about to destroy the nonsense that weight training makes you dumb. Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I am Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to talk about an article that I wrote for Tiger Fitness. I just finished it today. And the title is Lifting Makes You Dumb? Does weightlifting make you stupid? This is a topic I talked about in a previous video. It was about functional fictional patterns. Naudi Aguilar, who made a video that basically said, if you lift weights, it takes away resources from the brain and makes you dumb. So I wrote a complete article. I'm going to break down the information that I found, the science that I found in this article. So you want to hear this. This is very interesting. There's some interesting stuff about brain health, about anxiety, about cognitive function, all that kind of good stuff. So it's just a reinforcement for those of us that are lifting, all the good things that lifting does, not just for our muscles, but for our brain. So guys, before I get into this topic, if you have a question or comment, check out the link below. Come on over, drop your questions in that link. Come straight to my inbox. The best questions I turn into videos just like this. So I put together a 2,000-word article. It could have been much longer. I couldn't get into all of the science that I found, but I covered some of the major studies. There's about 10 references, some really good studies. And really, here's the thing that I found that Naudi Aguilar from Functional Patterns went on and made this video that weightlifting, resistance training, bodybuilding makes us dumb, which was a ridiculous statement. And we all want to come back with the knee-jerk saying that's ridiculous, that's idiotic. And that's what I did. So today when I woke up, I'm like, I'm going to write an article. I'm going to do some actual research, and this is what I found. When you lift, there's 3 ways that it helps your brain. It helps with brain health and longevity. So the actual organ, the brain organ, it helps with brain longevity and it helps with brain health. And I'm going to talk about that because that is probably the most interesting aspect of the article I wrote. And for those of you guys that want to check it out, the article is linked below. The second piece of information I found is that brain actually improves cognitive function and memory. And the third aspect of resistance training, and this is going to be obvious for most of us, is that resistance training helps battle anxiety. And we all know this because we lift and we feel better and we feel more confident about ourselves and we feel less stress and we walk out of the gym feeling more on a high. So it's kind of obvious for those of us that lift, but for those that don't, here we have an official study. So I want to talk about, I got my little article here. Again, it's at tigerfitness.com and it features the video with Naudi Aguilar if you have not watched it yet. But it's got 3 areas where resistance training helps the brain. The first one is muscle building improves anxiety. And there was it says a majority of findings suggest that females may be more sensitive to the anxiolytic effects of resistance exercise than males, which means it is anxiolytic, which is anti-anxiety. It found out that both males and females, when they perform resistance training, immediately see relief from anxiety, females more so than males. So if you're male, you're going to have anxiety relief. It's a good way to battle anxiety. But if you're a female, the results were that much more dramatic. And one of the interesting things about this research is that I found one study in particular that showed that it only takes a single weight training session to relieve some of your anxiety. So that's important. It just shows that weight training is excellent for anxiety, which is a part of brain health, because the less anxious you are, the more clarity you're going to have with your thoughts and your focus and your mental function, all that kind of stuff. You're going to feel better, and that feeling of well-being is just going to help you in other aspects of cognitive function. The second thing I found, and stick around for the third one because that's the most shocking to me, resistance training and cognitive function. Cognitive function is basically what I put in the article. It's the ability of the brain to acquire knowledge through thought, the senses, and from our personal experiences. It's not just what we think it's not just about what we experience or think about, it's how we process the information. So for example, if we are walking down in the woods and we bump our head on a tree, okay, yeah, we experience that, but how do we process that so we're not stupid and don't do it again? That's part of the function of the brain. There was a meta-analysis performed in 2010, and it says one of the most noteworthy and profound benefits of bodybuilding style training had to do with memory. Both memory and memory-related tasks were profoundly improved in older adults that challenge themselves with the iron. Now it should be stated, this was a meta-analysis, an analysis of multiple studies on the same subject. And in this meta-analysis, they found that resistance training helped with memory, with cognitive function, and it even helped in older folks. Older folks helped improve their memory. So Naudi Aguilar of Fictional Patterns is out there proclaiming that resistance training makes you dumberer, and here we have a ton of studies and meta-analysis that shows it actually improves cognitive function and memory. Now here's the last part I want to share with you guys. It's one of the most interesting things that I found when I was combing through the research, and that is two resistance training sessions a week, only two, were able to slow the forming of brain lesions. Now let me explain this because this is kind of confusing. By late middle age, our brains start to develop lesions. These lesions are little holes in the white matter of our brain. Now, white matter is important because it is the information pipeline that allows the brain to pass messages from region to region. So the white matter is developing holes as we age. Okay, it's developing these little holes. They appear generally long before we notice memory issues. Now, there was a study done by Dr. Lou Ambrose, and basically they took women ages 65 to 75, hang tough with this information because it's important. They took women aged 65 to 75. 54 of these women had brain scans recently, and they found these lesions, these little holes in the brain. They had three groups. One group that did one resistance training session per week, one group that did two resistance training sessions per week, and one that just did balance and stretching work. Now what they found was that the women that did two resistance training sessions per week, the growth of these brain holes or lesions slowed dramatically, and the formation of new ones slowed dramatically, as opposed to the control group that just did stretching and balance work, and the group that did resistance training only once a week. So the women that did resistance training 2 times or more per week, the brain lesions, the formation of these lesions slowed, and the growth of these lesions slowed, as compared to the other two groups where things were just normal. The lesions continued to grow, and the new lesions continued to form. And this was backed by scans, not brain scans, not speculation. So there you have it. Again, check out the article below, the link below to the article. It shows, to recap, that Naudi Aguilar from Fictional Patterns, Functional Patterns, is completely inaccurate when he states that weight training makes you stupid. We have established through science, through a look at the real scientific evidence, that resistance training helps you with brain anxiety, with anxiety and depression and stress. We have established that resistance training helps you with cognitive function and memory, and we have established that that resistance training actually helps you with the organ health and longevity. It doesn't get much better than that. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, check out the link below. If you've made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.